Hi everybody and welcome to this video about triphasic training. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're about to start a routine that includes the triphasic concept. And in order to be able to properly do this routine, you need to understand what this approach is for and how to apply it. So the triphasic approach was developed by Coach Cal Diaz. And when you are performing an exercise, for example, a bicep curl, you go through three different actions. The first one is the eccentric action. This is when you're actually going to lower the dumbbell down. This is what we call eccentric or negative. And then you have the isometric action, which is basically when you are posing between the lowering and the lifting phase. So let's say that you are holding the dumbbell at the lowest point. Then you have the concentric action. This is what we always focus on most of the time. It is the upward motion where the muscles are actually contracting. So this is when you will raise the dumbbell up with a bicep curl. But why are we interested in triphasic training? Well, to put it shortly, it is going to improve your performance. Dietz observed that actually athletes who could absorb force eccentrically at higher velocities will perform better. So if we train each phase separately, we can improve our overall power and efficiency. So as I said, triphasic training is going to improve your performance, but it's also going to improve your tempo awareness. The fact that you will slow down your movements, especially during the eccentric phase, will help you focus on form and on control. That is why it is great for beginners to improve technique. Not only beginners, if you're already used to going to the gym, it is sometimes a very good thing to go through so that you can really perform and make your technique better. It actually teaches new lifters to move with intention and work through a full range of motion. Then finally, this is how you can identify your weaknesses. The fact that you're going to focus on different phases will expose the different limitations that you may have and will help you correct them. So triphasic training is actually very linked to mind-muscle connection because you are going to really focus on slow lowering, holding, and fast lifting of movements. And this focus will help your brain and your muscles to communicate better, leading you to stronger and more controlled muscle use. If you want more information about mind-muscle connection, I have made a whole video about it, so go check it out. Now, a triphasic training will only be effective if you have the right tempo. The tempo is crucial. It controls how fast or slow you move during the exercise to build the strength and power more effectively. So when we give you a tempo, you are expected to count slowly using a method like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and so on. I also really encourage you to send me videos for feedback and to really focus on mind-muscle connection at all time. You will see on the right-hand side of the screen that there is an example of how it may look like in your routine. If I am expecting you to do anything different than normal, I will put it there. So there we have, for example, eccentric, count until 4 or 5 seconds in the lowering phase. What does that mean? I want you to really focus on your movement going down because we are in the eccentric phase. If there are no tempo given, I'm expecting you to perform the exercise as you would usually do. Of course, you want to make sure that you are still doing it in a controlled but powerful moment. So now I kind of gave it away just now, but the idea is that we will have three phases. One that is eccentric, that will focus on the eccentric movement, then one that will be isometric, and then concentric. So the purpose of having an eccentric phase is to focus on the lengthening phase of the muscle contractions. We are going to improve neuromuscular control, strengthen tendons and joints, and we are going to recruit another type of muscle fibers for high force. Usually you will use a lot less weight than you will normally because lowering phase is actually the hardest, and that's why we try to always avoid it. And then after that, we will go through the isometric phase. So this is when we are going to hold the weight in the weakest position. So it's not always in between the lowering and the lifting phase. It depends a little bit of what your weakness is. It will help you overcome sticking points and enhance strength and stability. It will exclude the stretch shortening cycle. It focuses tension on muscles for hypertrophy. It's quite hard sometimes because we often use the momentum of the eccentric phase to produce the concentric phase, and the isometric phase is going to push you not to use that momentum. In both phases, we are really focusing on mind-muscle connection. Again, if you want to know more about this, then please go to the mind-muscle connection explained video. And then we have the concentric phase. This is where you'll finally get to do the reps at the full speed. We will emphasize powerful and seamless movements. You will be surprised that when you get to that phase, you will actually be able to move heavier loads in an easier way. And usually after the concentric phase, I encourage you to try and to calculate your 1 rep max. You will find more information in the Peak Week Explained video, and it will also be indicated in the program when it is due. But if you're already interested, then please check it out. And that's it. If you have any questions, then please reach out to me by DM or interact in the community. Triphasic training takes patience, it takes discipline, but the results are really worth it. So try to incorporate this method into your workouts to see the improvements. Thanks for watching and stay strong.